Apparently, one of my viewers, and it's one of my viewers I don't really like having as one of my viewers, thinks that my last video about my lipid profile shows that I have, quote, old man problems. No, I don't. I don't have old man problems. Actually, I'm only 36. I only felt like I was 37. I lost a year somewhere along the way. However, what that did prove is it proved that a strict diet, similar to what the Nicoya or the Tarahumara or other Amerindian groups practice, does in fact cause one to lose the cholesterol in their arteries, especially when coupled with certain supplements like vitamin C and niacin. I wanted to use this video as a way to explain how did I get into life extension. Everybody knows I'm into life extension, but nobody knows why I got into life extension. Life extension is one of those things where it's better to start early, okay, and I've started very early. What got me to start in life extension was at around, I've always wanted to live forever. That is a healthy instinct, I think. But at around age 10, I lost a lot of people very quickly, from the age of 10 to the age of 14. First, my grandfather went from a heart attack, but my grandfather was a giant. Like, the dude was almost 7 feet tall and huge. Like, he was a very giant person, much taller and much bigger than I am. And then I lost my grandmother a couple years after that to ovarian cancer. At the age of 70, which is still a decent age for the 90s. That was in 94. Okay, and then I lost my father due to suicide. Okay, so, and that was a pretty graphic instance in my life where I really got to witness the finality of death and what death really looks like. When you see something like that firsthand, it really sinks in what is going on and what happens when somebody does something like that, okay? So I have been interested in life extension, and many people, like for example my karate instructor, he actually goes to me with questions about life extension because he knows I know probably more about practical life extension than basically any layman, okay? I've followed many gerontologists. I've been studying this stuff, how to reverse andropause, things like that, since I've been about 10 years old, okay? And the reason why is because it's, again, better to start early than late. Another thing that happened in my early life was at around the age of 13, I was diagnosed with high cholesterol and high triglycerides, and this was due to psychotropic medications. So you might be asking, if I am biologically young, what's with the heart palpitations? What's with, now which are actually somewhat under control at this point, what's with the high blood pressure, the problems where I have spikes in high blood pressure? What's with that? I believe that is due to psychotropic medications I had been on previously, okay, which is why I will not take psychotropic medications, period. Biologically, I'm quite young. And I don't have really many problems with circulation or things like that. It's just I have somewhat bizarre issues that cannot be figured out by doctors, in my opinion, because these were caused by the added psychotropic medications, particularly a medication I was on called Seroquel that I was put on it to treat quote bipolar disorder. And people know my view about DSM diagnoses. I don't buy them. I think they're baloney. I think that really that's just the subjectivity of the person diagnosing you, okay? I do recognize that I have issues. I have emotional issues. I have mental, what could be termed behavioral health concerns or things of that nature. But I do not believe that the DSM is a means of diagnosing people with these things. So, in other words, essentially what got me into life extension was understanding the finality of death at an early age, which led me to, and also, part of life extension I see is, as far as the martial arts are concerned, I have trained not to win a fight or things of that nature. When I train in martial arts, and I have trained extensively in martial arts, my goal is to cripple or severely harm my attacker. And the reason why is because that is part of life extension in my point of view. It is the Darwinian imperative to survive. So, when an animal is attacked, now this goes back, actually it also goes to LaVeyan Satanism. In the Satanic Bible, LaVey states, and I'm paraphrasing, that if man, like the rest of the animals, would fight tooth and claw to keep himself alive, like every other animal, you would find people would live longer. And I firmly believe that too, which is why I go through life being prepared to fight to live. And also being homeless, I was homeless for 4 years straight. That might have actually, through the malnutrition and the severe stress and things of that might have played a role in my health concerns too, but nothing that's showing up. But the thing is, you have to be prepared to fight to live. That's the truth. You can't lay on your back like a coward, okay, and just accept life the way it is. That doesn't work. You have to be prepared to do what you need to do to survive, regardless of what that is, okay? So that is one thing. It's very Nietzschean or Ragnar Redbeard-like outlook. That's not really who I am, though. I'm actually a very caring person. But the thing is, I have determined a long time ago that in order to survive, you need to embrace certain mindsets that help you to survive. And that's all. I just wanted to use this video as what actually got me into life extension. Why do I believe in life extension? And also, the thing is, of course, the transhumanism. I was brought to transhumanism through white nationalism. And it wasn't until relatively recently that people like Maria Konovalenko, who is a biologist, she reignited my interest in transhumanism, because I realized it wasn't a bunch of Star Wars nerds and morons that were into it, but there were real scientists like Maria Konovalenko that supported true life extension, true transhumanism, and the desire to transcend the frailty of the human reality, the reality of the human animal's weakness. And that's what I find so beautiful about people like Maria and other modern transhumanists in the scientific community.